गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू गणेश शॉट। गणेश शॉट में आप सबका स्वागत है। Like I told you in the morning, we're going to talk of India-US relations. Well, my thumbnail says it all, but let me highlight what my thumbnail meant and what it was all about. Oh, you know, Mr. Trump wants a Pakistan from India, a client state where we just suck up to him. If we suck up to him, he's fine, like Asim Munir and Shahbaz Sharif are doing. And if you see the latest photographs, Asim Munir took up a box of rare earths or minerals, uh, like a box of candy to Trump, and on top of the world. So he wants that kind of a client state. To idhar jao, udhar jao, idhar jao to idhar jao. So that there's a part of USA, whole lot part of USA who want India to be like China. They want another China. They don't want India. They want another China. So there's a comparison. Oh, China, we can get this done. Sorry, India is neither. So it's a case of complete misalignment of expectations. Right? And some part from us also. We also expect too much from USA. And I'll talk of it as we go along. So the fundamental thing is that I think this relationship is going nowhere. Well, till about 2 months back, I thought, look, this is very important for us. I still feel it's very important for us. But is it going anywhere? I don't think so. In fact, if anything, as days go by, we are going in the wrong direction. Well, alternatives are not good, but that doesn't mean you go and stick your head into, something which is bad. And it's going bad, 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 and worse. So I thought, let me put things across. And we need to be realistic and hard-headed about what we are supposed to do. And one of the things which this thing is, there's no fixed position in life. There's no fixed interest. If your interest changes, you change. So my interest has changed as far as USA is concerned. Okay. My view has changed. And it's not for something else. I still, like I said, fundamentally, if things go back someday, we should have a good relationship with USA for many reasons. And we'll discuss them. Well, 2 months back, 3 months back, this was a relationship. Everything was fine. And actually, why I saw this, when I saw the cartoon, I picked it up and I said, I must show it to all of you. And the song which came to my mind was this: those were the days, my friend, we thought they would never end. We thought we will sing and dance forever, and yeah. Old song, right? And sung by Mary Hopkins way back in 1969. When I was still in school. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'll never end. Great song. And this is, these days we have to start thinking. We thought they'll never end, but they've ended. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And, I thought that's what it is. And, I must share it with all of you and all that. And then, of course, there is our own expectation. I mean, plus the fact that what US feels, many people in US feels, oh, we want UNSCC, Digital India, Clean India, Make in India, Skill India, everything, and from USA, and we're giving nothing. That's the feeling. You can't stop it because that's the way they feel, and that's how they put the caricatures also. So there's a complete mismatch, and that's mismatches in any relationship are normal, but the way these things are coming up are huge. So with this as a background, I thought let me go ahead and discuss all this with you. Before I go, I must thank Well Wishers Den, who's become a YouTube member, And right, and I do hope, like Amitesh says, sir, eagerly waiting. Thanks, Amitesh. Uh, if you do like this video, do press the thumbnail. I mean, thumbs up button, and subscribe to Gana Shot. And also be a member of Gana Shot. And why I said this before, I do hope you like my cartoons, because I take a lot of time to spend a lot of time to get these cartoons up. Especially, the one, it took me a long time to get this cartoon with Trump dancing with Asim Munir, waltzing with Asim Munir, his latest girlfriend. And of course, the other one, the US is dancing with China, right? On one hand, it wants to wring China's neck, and China is put its foot down, and bleeding. So that's the kind of a relationship with there. And do we want to get involved with that kind of a relationship is what we have to think. So where should we pick this whole story up? I'll pick it up from the time when uh, President Trump gave out this thing on happy birthday wishing and thank you for your support, yeah, all that, and then a prime minister replied also, and all good. So from there onwards, things should have happened well. Well, the trade team came, they they did something. Our trade team went, they did something, come back. They said now we'll have a trade deal hopefully by the end of the year. So things are not all hunky dory. A lot of issues, soya beans, corn. Ultimately, क्या है पूरा zero है. Nothing is moved. And other indications are coming. Negative indications are far too much in this whole deal so far. So that's what we need to discuss. The first thing which is important is this G2 between China and USA. Now, overall, USA is putting a lot of pressure on India, but it is holding back on China. For some reason, Xi Jinping is getting away with blue murder. He's done everything for Russia. He takes the maximum oil from Russia. He is against China, USA, and Mr. Trump is happy with him. Muchi muchi. Right? Now, if they get into a G2, where do we stand? There's a lot of uncertainty here. I mean, let's look at it. Let's be very clear. If there is a US China detente, even if it is temporary, it will completely change our strategic balance. All leverage between us and China for anything is gone. And our strategic environment will completely change. If this happens and they come to a detente, which means that USA will not interfere with Chinese actions, especially in Asia. That's how the detente or G2 will come about. So if that happens, boy, where do we go? Quad shot, sab gaya. So that's something which is not at all acceptable to us. I thought, let me put it. In fact, I'll talk of Quad and all later. There's some news which is floating in the air that China might invade Taiwan. Tomorrow evening, there's going to be a discussion on this through Klaus. And, well, join in tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, same time. We'll discuss it. But then the question which Taiwan must be asking itself is, will America be there for them? And that's a question which Australia is asking, and so is Japan. So there's a problem there. So G2 is the worst option, and it appears that they're heading there. Even if they're not heading there, something is in the air which they want to come to some kind of a equation. Any equation except on trade has implications for us. Okay, and it has grave implications for us. Then this awesome threesome at the top, and at the bottom also, the quartet, the new chord, both don't augur well for us. Of course, remember, a similar photograph as Mr. Modi was not there because Mr. Modi made it a point not to go to USA for the UN General Assembly. Neither he spoke there, so he's actually avoided him, and the others have gone and sought time. Now, remember, this is East Pakistan, West Pakistan, one way you look at it. Eastern flank and the western flank of our country, they are both sitting in USA. Can we be comfortable? Can we be comfortable with such a USA? Because we know that US troops are in Bangladesh today. They are. And they could be in Pakistan also. I don't think they've ever left Pakistan. Okay. So, then we'll talk of Pakistan. Pakistan is a major issue, Pak-US relations. That Pak-Saudi defense deal, there's a good chance, I wouldn't say good chance, it's been probably put together by USA at the US behest, with US blessing. And you might see Pakistani troops committed against Houthis, in Israel. There might be a rapprochement, what's in the air coming from Pakistani authors, that Pakistan might have okay with Israel because Israel did some apology to Pakistan. Well, it's a new complication. There'll be a multinational force, from Arab nations will be deployed in Gaza. So all these things are coming up. Okay. And of course, the Pak-Saudi Defense Pact, as I've said earlier, has a long-term implication. It facilitates Chinese entry. Today, look at it. When Mr. Trump came, he went to Greenland, he went to Panama Canal, he put on Canada, all that. A matter of 3-4 months, he shifted this side. 3 months later, he might forget this whole story. But the Saudi-Pak deal will remain. If that remains, money will go to Pakistan, then China. Oh, that whole story is changed. Because, of course, the fact that India doesn't play ball, so he's got someone who plays only ball. You've signed a mineral deal. And mind you, 500 million, it's not 5, it's 500 million. So MOU has been signed in October on minerals. Oh, that's another complicated deal at Reko with Barrick Gold of Canada, some company in Illinois, and all Trump fronts. So we don't know where this is going. And mix it with the fact Asim Munir took a box of chocolates, minerals, showed it to Trump, and Trump very happy. There's a crypto deal, which is personal, so Trump has personal interest in Pakistan. All air bases of Pakistan are being repaired by USA. Why? So that USA can use those air bases, that's given. And then they want to have Central Asian ambitions. That's also there. It's been there. They've been speaking of. So they want Pakistan's help to get back into Bagram. Oh, too many angles have started opening up. So Pakistan and USA are back to being good friends. Then what did they spend? Some 1 hour, 20 minutes in the White House. Some secret deal on. There definitely is. Let's not have any doubt. That will come out in a matter of few days. So if that is the case, where does it leave us? Nowhere. Should it worry us? No, it doesn't worry me, but I have to factor it in. Right? I have to start being realistic. Realism is important in this whole story. Okay. Then let's look at Chabahar. This is the Chabahar port. Okay, we all know why Chabahar port is required for us. It's a connection from there you go to Afghanistan. There no overhead transit route. Then we go to Iran and go to the north-south transit corridor. We've put money on the table there. We operate a port. We last year only signed a deal for the next 10 years. Suddenly this man comes and says, stop it. He's lifted off the waivers. Is it acceptable to us? It's a $120 million investment. We've given $250 million credit line to Iran. It's our gateway to East Asia, Central Asia, and Middle East. And this waiver was granted in 2018 under Trump's first term because it was providing an alternate route to Afghanistan. Now he wants to shut us out of that place. Because if this is shut out, then Taliban is cornered. They have to go to Pakistan. You see, the game is why Chabahar is being cut out. So that to reach Afghanistan, there's no other route. Taliban doesn't have a way out. It can't go to China. It can't go to North. It can't go to Iran. They'll shut off all routes. And say, you give me Bagram, otherwise I'll not give you food. Food will only come through Pakistan, and Pakistan will do its trick. What it will do, it's a different thing. The whole thing might fail. That's a different story. But, the game plan is clear. And of course, it puts India to size. India can only do what USA wants, otherwise forget it. These are the factors which are coming in, and these are very naturally coming in. I didn't have to, actually, when I made this, I didn't have to think. Chaba, type karo slide. And then, it's not only Chabahar double standards. When they wanted, we had to take Chabahar. When they don't want, you have to let go of Chabahar. And then you look at this. This man is the energy secretary of USA. So he gave an interview. Just listen to the interview and they'll talk. Right.
And you mentioned uranium. The U.S. has a ban on uranium from Russia that runs out in 2027. India has complained that the U.S. is trying to stop India from buying exports of oil from Russia. At the same time, is buying imports. The U.S. is buying imports of uranium from Russia. How does that sit with you?
Yeah, and it's entirely true. So to enrich uranium, it isn't the mining of uranium that's the problem, but to enrich it is a large industrial process developed here in the United States. And then when the Cold War ended, Russia, as they dismantled their uranium from their weapons, has been very active in flooding the market with enriched uranium. And sadly, the enrichment capacity in the United States and around the world got depleted so that everyone depends on Russian enriched uranium. Not for all of it, but for enough of it that it's bothersome. So there's a group, the Sapporo 5, Japan, the United States, Canada, France, and the United Kingdom are all working together to rapidly grow our enrichment capacity so that we can displace all Russian imported enriched uranium in the next 2.5 years. We have to move fast to do that. We wish we weren't sending money to Russia, but this is money measured in the hundreds of millions of dollars. The oil and gas imports of Europe are in the tens of billions of dollars. So 100 times larger. I wish we could cut off all the enriched uranium. Unfortunately, we can't. And for oil and gas, Europe can cut off all imports of oil and gas from Russia. We can supply all the gas that currently comes from Russia. We can supply the oil and refined products that go into Europe from Russia as well. That one's actually achievable now, and the dollars are much bigger.
So he doesn't want to get off uranium. I mean, he's dependent on uranium from Russia, USA. They don't want to get out of it because why? Their energy will get hit. That uranium, they'll have a problem in their nuclear plants. Okay. So now they want 2.5 years to get off. But we should get off. 1.5 billion people shouldn't buy Russian oil but buy very costly US oil. It's not feasible. So double standards. He said, no, now we can give, we'll give it that, our rates. You don't take. Why should I? He is not prepared to do. It's not much. He should do and shut down his nuclear plants. We'll shut down our country. That they're not prepared to do. So, complete double standards. This entire oil business is double standards. We also know this whole story is not for any other thing. We'll come to it. There's some analysis done by Ian Bremmer. I'll talk of it. This whole story is not Russian oil. It is Opsindur. Right? Okay.
And you mentioned.
Then, of course, this man.
That's just, that you couldn't even get that on May 9th after we did the deal on May 8th, because that was the first deal. You'd have to pay a little more. So we have a bunch of countries to fix, like Switzerland, Brazil, right? It's got an issue. India. These are countries that need to really react correctly to America. Open their markets. Stop taking actions that harm America.
So this man wants to fix India. Oh, we have a problem, so we have to fix India. ये कौन सा fixer है यार? Are we a small country that he can fix? He's talking of Brazil. We have to fix India and Brazil. They couldn't fix Afghanistan. They were there for 20 years. They want to fix India. Why? By coercion. Right? So, attitudinally, they are not interested in saying, oh, look, this is my partner. He has problems. I have problems. Let's sit together and solve both problems to mutual benefit. No. My way or highway. ठीक है? Highway. फिर highway ही सही.
That's it.
And then the silence of the diaspora. Why is this diaspora, great diaspora of us, silent? Complete silence. We had a lot of hopes with them. Right? I mean, this is an extract which I got out of an article. I must read it out. Because you understand that thing, put it in perspective. Beneath the state-to-state dynamic is the Indian diaspora in the US. A force neither side can ignore. We can't ignore our diaspora, neither can they ignore the Indian diaspora there. They're over 4.8 million strong, 48 lakhs. Indian Americans shape US perceptions of India and anchor the partnership in American society. The diaspora ensures the relationship is more than statecraft, providing ballast in stormy seas. We are in stormy seas, there's no ballast. And a whole lot of these Indian diaspora guys, वो बन टन के आए थे हाउडी मोदी के लिए ट्रंप को, और वहां भी जाके अब के बार ट्रंप सरकार बोला. And a whole lot of them are Republicans who voted for Trump. Haven't they? Why didn't they go back to tell Trump, man, we voted for you. What are you doing? We paid for you. We contributed to your election. Next time we will not if you do this. As one chap stood up. Yes, they are a big factor in India-US relations. But that factor has not helped us. And in this entire story, maybe in future they'll be back in action. No, some of these people say, no, yeah, Trump ko kuch do. Like, you behave like Munir. You must behave like Munir, फिर तो सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. Suck up to him and सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. Then there's this issue of H1B. We know what's happened to this H1B story. Just imagine on that 24 hours, how many people would have got troubled. Families. Some chap would have come for his mother's, operation. Someone would have come for his sister's wedding. Someone is, about to get into a flight to go off to India. Is rushing off the flight. Oh, yaar, ruko. This is like that, the Three Idiots movie when that chap Madhavan, he goes into the flight and he fake something and the flight lands back. People would have done that. Heartless. And you think this was done by mistake? No, I don't think so. We have done very intentionally. The next day, some relaxation is given, some more relaxation is given, but you put everyone in panic. Just imagine people thinking, or young boys who future they're looking. We can argue why are they going there. That's a different story. That I'm with you. They need not go there. I mean, at least now. But just think of the guy who's already. It's like a chap is on a train and the train suddenly has to turn back or it's crashed. Panic. Poor chaps. People spend money. They would have taken loans. The number of boys and girls from IIT itself say, "How are you going, sir? I'm keeping my house on loan." My father said, "Okay, my little flat, we'll put it on loan and go." And he's got nothing to do with geopolitics. Okay. And then the visa rules. I believe there's some funny new visa rules. I don't know if I go to USA, they might, deport me from the airport only. I don't know. Because I've spoken about this whole story. Well, I won't go. That's a different story. But that's the thing. There's anti-India sentiment. I did a full thing hating India, the Hate India movement with Sandeep Punithan and Advaita Kala. Saturday, day before yesterday morning. Well, it's horrible. Yeah, there is a problem with us also. Our chaps who go there all of a sudden, they're parachuted into that society. And, you have money because you're well paid. You get together. You think that's another India. You start erecting Hanuman statues, the biggest one there, without even think that you are living in an alien land. They're not guys who are with you. Why you want to go? If you want to build a Hanuman, or a Ram ka mandir, or a murti, इधर आ जाओ ना, बहुत जगह है इधर. पैसा दो, हमें अच्छा होगा. यहाँ का कारीगर को पैसा मिलेगा. हमारा इकोनॉमी बढ़ा उस मूर्ति को बना के. The temple economy of India will go up. वहां क्यों कर रहे हो? And then you generate all kinds of anti-India feeling, sentiments. Yeah, it's both ways. They also don't like, and we also don't like. Then why we are there? Cod is gone. I was speaking to an Australian. He says, "Sir, what will happen to cod? What will happen to cod? It will be there or not there. That's it." He says, "If it goes, what will happen to us?" They are worried. Without India, we are sunk. I said, "Yeah, you must tell America." Oh, who can tell America? America just treats us like what? Their own partners, treaty partners, Japan and Australia don't trust the USA. And of course, now Taiwan. Tomorrow we'll talk of Taiwan. This Indo-Pacific strategy is gone, finished. If tomorrow I'm going to do a video or a program on whether China will invade Taiwan, that means the US Indo-Pacific strategy is dead. Finished. Then what about arms deals, defense ties? I said nothing has come to us. Engines we paid money we are not getting, whether it's 404 or 414. So the technology is zero. What has I said delivered so far? Zero. And its predecessor also delivered nothing. Okay. So overall, have we got anything out of this strategic partnership technologically? We are supposed to get some high tech, semiconductors and all that. What happened? Zero. Some semiconductor thing we are starting on our own. We are putting money, we're getting, and none of them I see are from USA. NVIDIA chaps were supposed to come and put something here. Nothing happened. So when we are not getting any technology from them, our strategy is not there. We only thing we are doing in defense deals are doing some exercises here and there. Yeah, hopefully, if there's a next problem, they will give us intelligence. We've done 4 foundational agreements. They're like a treaty, mind you. Becca, Limova, Gismova, and all that. Intelligence, on intelligence sharing and all that. We opened up our shipyards. Kiki bhai, come, get your ships repaired here. So that you don't have to take a ship from Indo-Pacific all the way to USA for repair. And you don't have the capacity. Well, zero. One odd ship came to this Katupalli yard. I know it because I was associated with L&T. I don't know what's the latest there. So there's nothing going forward. So what have we got? Except hope. They'll also have the Dobby list. Like I have my Dobby list. ये नहीं है तो वो भी होगा. But in this case, they are absolutely aggressive about it. See, all these things which I put here are there, but there were issues which we could resolve, except the first top 2. Quad, Indo-Pacific strategy, arms deals, and defense ties. I said we could have discussed. But the first 2 are shockers. What earlier, going ahead with Bangladesh, that coup in Bangladesh, and I'm sure they have a hand in Nepal, and they'll put their hand in Nepal in the new government also there and mess it up. Pakistan, China, these are something which you never bargained for. In fact, the very fundamental premise of the India-US strategic relationship is that these have to be kept out. Unspoken fundamental premise. The partnership of the century. And a lot of people say, I have no doubt that still my conviction strategically is that India-US get together, it's a partnership of the century. Will shape the world. But they don't look at it. They're looking at Pakistan to shape the world. Pakistan क्या shape करेगा? जो भी करेगा करेगा. But where does it leave us? And we have to relook at our own, defense and strategic calculus. Because after all this, Pakistan is going to demand its pound of flesh. They'll say, you want minerals in Balochistan? Balochistan is full of terrorists. So please give me arms. I need F-16s. This fellow will give him F-16s also. And where will they use those F-16s? India. So they'll go to Chinese and say, no, we'll help you with Saudis. So you also give us technology. Money to Saudi se de dega. वो अपना पैसा बनाएगा. So, and you'll see all these Pakistani generals have all these Pakistani generals have get rich quick plans. Right? They'll buy a few plots, they'll sell it, they'll buy something in Dubai, they'll buy townships in London. Oh, all that will happen. And they will, resend terrorists into J&K, and another Pahalgam will happen. We'll go to Op Sindoor, and this time USA will give them all information. And like they did strategic communication, they'll ensure that we lose even before we enter. So this is where the story is heading at this point of time. Unless we start thinking, we have to start thinking differently. The time has come for us to start thinking differently. I have no doubt in this. If you don't start thinking differently, it is detrimental to our well-being. Period. Right? Okay. All these points were of convergence. I once spoke with all of you. But are they factors of convergence? All those areas of friction I'll not talk. But let me speak about these convergence factors, because many of these convergence have now become divergence. Are we global growth engines? Yes, we are. We remain. That fundamental is there. That India, US put together will be global growth engines. There's no doubt. People to people contact and cultural ties. That's frayed now. That's frayed. There are people like Laura Loomer and all who say we don't want Indians. Even Elon Musk echoes that. Defense and military ties. Some exercises are going on. We're nothing more. But what ties will you have? Where will you have? You can't go and sit in Middle East and start fighting. He's already got Pakistan there. So where are you left? Common perception on China. What's the common perception on China today? He's going to trade with China and come to a G2. Then where does it leave us? Is it convergence or friction? And we have no assurance. We were supposed to be containing China. That's hardly going to happen. On the other hand, Pakistan and China might start containing us because USA will lay off. That's the danger. Shared interest in Indo-Pacific washed off. There's a gentleman called Elbridge Colby who was put in Indo-Pacific region to script the Indo-Pacific strategy of USA. First 2-3 months of Trump presidency, he was always sitting next to Mr. Trump. These days, he is nowhere to be seen. I have not seen his photograph for the past 4 months. Bye-bye, Colby. Sarjeet Gaur, Asim Munir. ये है नया दोस्त उसके. We were supposed to be together on health and fight against COVID. What has he done? There's 100% tariffs on your medicines. Health. With H1B visas, your doctors also can't go there. So that's the health. And when if COVID or something like that happens, be rest assured they'll not help us. They'll not help anyone. Combating climate change was supposed to be convergence. Oh, this man, so there's no question. He says there's nothing called climate change. It's all a con show. And he said this in the floor of United Nations. That's also done and dead. Energy, space, and nuclear cooperation. I don't know what we are doing. We are doing virtually nothing. Right? Zero. Trade and commerce has taken a hit by tariffs and all that. Education, H1B visas gone. Disaster management is left. If it happens, will we cooperate? I don't know. IMEC, it's in the limbo as far as USA is concerned. So all these factors which were supposed to be of convergence are today points of friction or of divergence. That's the point. So where does it leave us? Where does it leave USA? So where does it leave our relationship? Actually nowhere. So we have to start thinking differently. You know, in any journey, you always come to a fork. At that fork, you take a call, which is the better one. Okay. Based on what you feel is ahead and your assessment. So if your assessment is all this, better to take the fork which gives you the better answers, isn't it? So we should do that as a nation. So what's the reality check? The strategic partnership with the United States is unreliable. This is historic. We just have to ask Qatar, Doha में bomb पड़े Israel के, or Australia or Japan. They all worried. US support in the matters of security, which is dear to us, as far as Pakistan or China is concerned, will not come. They will not come. We know, we should be clear about this. Or will they support us on Kashmir anyway? So if these two are not there, then what is the strategic relationship all about? Gone. So it's a transactional relationship and we should be prepared. And if this goes through for the next 3 years, after this Trump G has got 3 years, then the relationship between India and USA is permanently damaged for a long time to come. It's gone. In any case, the trust is gone. We've never had trust, so it will be even worse now. So we have to find a new floor. Okay. Friction points. Pakistan is the new battleground, no doubt. It's the new battleground between USA and China, India and USA, and there's a strong Pakistan lobby and a hangover in USA. Arms sale and influence will be a friction point. They'll put spokes in all arms sale you want to do or get from others. They'll do it. And they have methods. There are methods. All asymmetric methods. India's quest for strategic autonomy is a big friction point between USA and India. They don't want an India which has strategic autonomy. They want an India like Pakistan. That's why I said, what does USA want? They want a Pakistan or a China? And then USA has interest in Iran, Russia, Pakistan, and China. And for that, they want to deploy someone in Central Asia. And they have an interest in containing India also through that. So these are the friction points which are there. Now, there's an article by Ian Bremmer in Time. Just came 2 days back. It says India and US are quietly patching things up. I thought, oh, yaar, kuch ho raha hai. So I've read it and I'll show you the excerpts. He says there are common interests between the USA and Modi's India. These are the bedrock of the relations. But he says the trust is gone. But if trust is gone, what is left in a relationship? It's like staying with a wife with whom you're going to about to divorce. If there's no trust. But he says there are common interests. What are the common interests? It's not, why did this relationship go down? It's not the Russian oil, stupid. And see how he explains. Trump leaped at the chance to play peacemaker in Obsendur. And he tasked Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio with de-escalating tensions. Despite India's plan for a joint announcement of a deal to end the fighting. So as per him, there was supposed to be a joint announcement between India and USA. Trump claimed personal credit. And Pakistan compounded Modi's anger by suggesting Trump deserved a Nobel Prize for his efforts. Okay. As per him, he had brokered a deal. Only thing, it was to be a joint announcement. But Trump was supreme. He wanted his Nobel Prize. We didn't say yes. Trump then responded to a Pakistani diplomatic charm offensive with lucrative investment deals on energy, cryptocurrencies, and critical minerals. His request that Modi and add his support to the US president's long-standing noble ambitions even further alienated the Indian Prime Minister, who began to express his frustrations. We know this. So the core, now it is very clear, is that Nobel Prize and mediation between India and Pakistan. Nothing else. So if that can't be undone, no, that's more now emotional. Even if you stop buying Russian oil, it will be there. So you might as well buy Russian oil and go to Chabahar here. And he says that's the background for Trump's decision to impose 50% tariffs on India. The cover is buying Russian oil. What is Modi's response? He went to China and met Putin. That's what our Prime Minister did. And then that chat with Mr. Putin in his limousine sent a strong message to to Trump. So that cleared the pitch for them. But that's okay. We're hedging. I still feel that's the right thing to do. We should Tenga. So And he says now India and USA are making progress to limit the damage. And he says by the end of the year, there's likely to be a trade deal. And recently, on 22nd September, I believe the two governments reportedly agreed not to demand information on source code or other proprietary knowledge as a precondition for US companies doing business in India. So this is a leverage which has come out. And if they come about, it is this. You tell them, okay, if you're operating in India, give the source code, like he's doing for TikTok. Otherwise, don't operate here, get lost. We have. We have not used it so far. We've been decent. Because we are looking, is there a way? Because, like I said, we need USA. Whether we like it or not, we need USA. For many reasons. Okay. Because you can break the rope, but it leaves you adrift. Because China story is absolutely bad. It's in fact going worse. You get stuck with China, you're in a trap. I have no doubt about it. Maybe one day I'll talk about it. Now, US wants us to drop restrictions, us to buy American soya. Okay, we could buy, that's okay. But unfortunately, we don't feed pigs there. China buys soya from USA to feed pigs which they eat, pork. And Mr. Modi and Trump may meet in October, that is next month, coming month, from day after tomorrow onwards, in the APEC meet in Malaysia. If they meet, let's see. So let's see, but this is not going to be easy. What is India's stance? You have to understand where they have to understand. I don't know whether people in USA have understood this. I hope someone in USA who's seeing this understands what India stands and what indicators we have given to USA. What reassurances we have given quietly without talking. Unlike them, we have not been aggressive. We have conveyed some things to them, which is in their interest and our interest. So when, China, when Wang Yi came here and he spoke with Mr. Jaishankar, and he went and quoted Mr. Jaishankar and said Taiwan is part of China, we refuted it. And we said we'll continue with ties with Taiwan. Then we reiterated our position of China intruding into the South China Sea with Philippines and Japan. They said no, he should respect territorial integrity, international law, and all that. And our Prime Minister said this in Japan one day before he went to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. And then we have done an exercise in Philippines, in South China Sea. No one else has done it. We've done it. And we are now reaching across the Malacca Strait. Our ships are there. As of now, I think some deep diving operation is also going on with the help of Philippines. We've given them, look, all this is something we've done without. Okay, we have not supported at any given time or joined China's efforts to build a anti-Western bloc, which they're actively doing. We have not revived the RIC trilateral meeting. We didn't attend it. Mr. Modi didn't attend it. He also did not attend Xi's victory parade. We also didn't participate. Immediately after the SCO meet, Brazil wanted a virtual BRIC summit on an emergency basis. Xi Jinping attended, Lula attended, and Putin attended. But Mr. Modi didn't attend. Mr. Jaishankar attended. It's a thing. Look, we're not part of that group. We don't want to be. And it's not good for us to be part of any grouping with China. We should be clear where we have control. Yes, where we don't have control, we shouldn't be part of China. And China is very gung-ho about global governance initiative. I did this program 2 days back. And no one saw it. But let me tell you, that's going to eat our head. People will come back and say, sir, please don't do that again. Man, wait 2 months. Now have started writing. The latest issue of Foreign Affairs, there's an article on this, what China is doing. Have a look at it. Exactly what I've said is doing. Now others in the Western Hemisphere are writing in great novels or great journals. We've still kept a door open for cooperative relationship. But USA has to understand coercive approaches won't work with us. Push India and you're pushing it farther away. And India is making its own space. That's fundamental. There's no change in that. And all these countries, have a look at it fully. I'll expand it. All these countries, whether it's Japan, Brazil, Russia, EU, Italy, Germany, France, Ukraine, Finland, Canada, Brazil, Philippines, Singapore, and more. I have not talked so far, I have not included those of the global south who want to come in. All these are saying, come and we want to trade with you. We want to have FTAs with you or special arrangements with you. We have to make space on our own. We shouldn't get hung up. We have nothing to fear. We have nothing to fear. We need to bide our time. Wait for the next crisis. It will happen. And then they'll all come running. And concentrate on your own growth. Concentrate on internal stability. We don't need what's happening in Ladakh. We don't need what's happening in Manipur. We don't need what's happening in Tamil Nadu, in Karur. Let's go asymmetric. Let's use hybrid methods. Let's start operating in gray zone, whether it's Pakistan, China, or USA. We need to think our story differently. Earlier, we could think that USA will help us in some manner. Let's go ahead with the thing. If USA helps us, fine. It doesn't, so be it. This is not a new situation for India. We've been in this before. And at that time also, China was not part of our hemisphere or other strategic sphere. They were also a part. So दोनों को दूर रखो. और बाकी who all I've said in this circle, develop relations with them. There's no harm. There's so many. I've only run out of space. Otherwise, I could have put 20 more circles. Right. I thought I'll put all this across. I hope you guys have found it interesting. If you found it interesting, press the like button and also, subscribe to Gunner Shot and join me as members.